Good. From here, you're going to tuck your toes underneath as you come up into our first downward dog of the day, taking any bits of movement here, perhaps bending alternate knees, bending and straightening, just walking that dog out. Elongating your spine, melting the chest down towards the earth. This is a great pose for relieving fatigue. On your next inhale, can you lift your right leg up towards the sky, squaring those hips off towards the earth? So your belly button is facing down towards the earth, hips are level, and breathing into that left calf. Good. Now from here, let's open up the right hip. So you're stacking right hip on left, maybe taking that belly button at an angle towards the right side of the room, bending into your right knee, and then taking a peek under your left arm and maybe seeing your right toes in your vision. Good. From here, we're going to draw big circles with that right knee, working circumduction of the hip, creating mobility in the hips after they've perhaps been stuck in a seated position all day long. Good, and reverse direction of those circles. Good, now reaching that right foot behind you, even closer to the ground, you're gonna unweight the right hand and flip around until your belly's facing the sky. Reaching that right hand behind you, extending for wild thing, very energizing pose. Good. Now, big breath in, exhale, and come back to facing your mat, taking that right leg and threading it through now to the opposite side. Now rolling onto your right hand, lifting left fingertips up to the sky, keeping those hips nice and high. Good. Now returning to a three-legged downward facing dog. You're going to rock forward into a three-legged plank and then lower down gently, or vinyasa. So elbows come straight behind you, keeping that right leg lifted. And then once you're on the ground, you're going to set both legs on the ground, tops of the feet come to the mat, lifting up into your upward facing dog, shoulders back. Good. And exhale, finding your downward facing dog again. We'll take that whole series on the other side. Flipping into wild thing. On this side, you're gonna reach that left foot and unweight the left hand until that foot meets the ground and you find yourself upside down, lifting those hips, enjoying how this feels. And then carefully flipping yourself back to face your mat. Left leg comes under right, rolling onto the left hand, right fingertips lift towards the sky. Reaching. Good. And returning to your three-legged downward facing dog, lifting that leg nice and high behind you, rocking forward into your three-legged plank. So left leg is still elevated, and then gently lowering down, elbows come behind you, hips and ribs meet at the same time on the mat, rolling onto the top of both feet, lifting up in your upward facing dog, and let's find down dog once again. Good. From here, keeping the hips and legs just where they are, we're going to drop down into our dolphin arms. So we take the forearms down onto the mat. Our forearms are parallel to each other. And we reach that chest even closer to the mat, lifting the hips up, elongating the spine. It tends to get compressed when we sit all day. And let's gently lower and lift the heels. So this is a great way to stretch out the back of the calves, especially for you ladies who might wear high heels at work. High heels look really cute, but they're not so friendly on our calves as they shorten the calf muscles. So this is a great antidote. And also good just for lengthening the calf muscles after sitting all day. Good, so continuing to walk it out. Really pressing the mat away from you to gain more length in your spine. Good. Return the heels down to the earth. We're going to press up into our down dog again. So coming onto the hands. And then take a big inhale as you look between the hands. And then exhale. Let's step 1 foot at a time between the hands. Good. Inhale. Let's take a nice halfway lift. So hands come to shins. You're drawing the crown of your head towards the front of your mat, getting some nice length in that spine. And then exhale, forward fold. Your knees can be bent if you feel really tight, and your hamstrings at your low back, rocking that head back and forth. And then pressing those feet into the mat as you use the strength of your legs to circle arms all the way up, lengthening towards the sky. And exhale, hands come to heart center, Samastitihi. Stepping back now into Trikonasana, triangle pose. This is where you may want to have a block if you're feeling a little bit tight. So make sure that block is somewhere in the vicinity of your shins. You're going to step back with your right foot, and then left foot is going to point towards the front of your mat. That back foot can reach back at a 45-degree angle. Tilt forward, reaching the hand for either your shin. If your shin or the floor feel a little bit far away from you, you can use that block as a little kickstand. Or if you're feeling a little bit more open, feel free to take those left fingertips all the way down onto the ground, either in front of or behind the shin. Now, whatever version, however deep you get into this pose, the main thing that we want to think about is keeping that right shoulder stacked on top of the left so that we're not having to tilt our way forward or round through the shoulders. You really want to